I always took a second laptop with me every day. And then I got a virus on my computer in Athens, so the guy couldn't do anything about it. The guy in the workroom tried to fix it. Said they're gonna have to rebuild this completely again. So I went back to my room, brought my backup. Thank God I had it, you know.
Yeah.
Will you have questions for the players or just the coach again?
The players.
Okay, just making sure.
Both actually.
Okay.
But yeah.
So, yeah, we'll make sure. You're good.
That was such a great business.
We didn't have a mic the last time, did we?
Took
It-
the find out about 10 years ago.
Yeah. It's actually see from around your
I was
house.
gonna say, I don't remember.
Yeah, he took a bite off my crown.
Yeah.
I worked in the newspapers for a long time, and I was there at the right time. It's sad full of people.
It's unbelievable. It's
There's
happening.
nobody can help us.
What do you think about some of this illustrated pieces too on this literacy thing?
I'm right.
Literacy programs, because they were the greatest, right? You guys, in San Francisco, this area had great writers. Boston had great writers. Sports Illustrated, great writers, not.
All right. All right, welcome to Game 2 of the Credit Union 1 West Coast Conference Women's Basketball Championship Press Conference. We welcome San Diego. We have head coach Blanche Alverson and then student athletes Kylie Ray and Haley Rhodes. We will start with a opening statement from the head coach.
So really great game. You know, we talked about being 0-0. Now we're 1-0. You know, our start was excellent today. And that was something for us we've been really trying to work on and talk about and improve. So really just proud of our effort today. We had everybody step up in different ways. You know, obviously these two, you know, came to play and playing at this tournament, but really, really proud of our effort as a whole. So now it just takes your first. So now we've got a little bit of a run in us, huh?
Yep.
All right, we'll take questions for the student athletes. Those on Zoom, if you would like to use the raise hand function, and I will unmute you, and then just make sure you say your name and affiliation. So.
Yeah, Jeff Ferraro with the West Coast Conference. Hallie, you were at the free throw line. You missed your first one. And I saw you say, I know. And then you smiled and you made the second one. Who said something to you and what were you thinking at that moment?
Just my teammates talking to me on the bench. They were just saying, you know, it's okay. They make sure I keep my head up. So I love their support. And yeah, I've just having trouble with my equilibrium since my injury. So, you know, I'm a little bit off, but that's fine. They cheer me on no matter what. So, I was talking to them.
For those of us who aren't familiar, tell us about your injury and were you really dizzy at the foul line or?
Oh, no, just keeping my balance. I strained my hamstring back in January, and I've just been I missed a few games and been dealing with that injury since then. But I'm back. I'm ready to go. We're going to play well. Couldn't really tell, could you, that I was hurt? So, you know, it's good. I'm all good, though.
And Kylie, if you could, the running 45-footer at the end of the third period, did you know that was going in, or was that just a total prayer?
Luck.
Skill.
We work on them every day,
Yep.
every shoot around though.
Yeah.
You had it.
I don't make them a lot, but
You made the one that counted the most.
Yes, exactly.
Hi, ladies. Brendan Potts, World Exposure Report. Kylie, a follow-up on that shot. This game seemed like a game full of momentum shifts. How big of not necessarily how far that shot was, but how big of a bucket was that to kind of keep momentum on your side the rest of the fourth quarter and the rest of the game?
yeah, I think they went on a run, so it just brought the energy back up. And going into the fourth quarter, the energy was just high, which helped us get that win.
We have a question from Zoom. Brevin, if you can unmute yourself, you can ask a question.
Yeah, thank you. I'll start with you, Kylie. You know, you mentioned that half-court shot. Oh, actually, here we go. Brevin Hunter, the University of San Diego Athletic Department. Kylie, I'll start with you. Making that half-court shot down the third. How much did that really fuel you guys going into that final quarter?
Yeah, I think it just brought the energy. I think got the bench more involved, just bringing a lot of energy because they're a huge help throughout the game, just helping us get going and all that.
If you have a follow-up, Brevin, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I do. And then, kind of going off that point with Haley, you know, what's it like seeing a half-court shot going to really feel you guys from your perspective?
Yeah, we needed that. Like Kylie said, it's a game of runs. So we went on our run in the first half, and they came back and got on their run, which is fine. But that really ended their run, which we really, really needed going to the fourth quarter. So just, yeah, that momentum swing really helped.
Anything else, Brevin?
Yeah, you look back, Haley, for you in that first half, especially that first quarter, the way that you guys were scoring on threes, how much did that really help you guys in getting out to that lead as Coach talked about?
Yeah, so St. Mary's runs a bunch of different zones, mix-ups, and we just have to find different ways to score. So in the first half, the three was open for me. In the second half, they took that away and had to find other ways to score, but ended up working out. So we all did a great job, I think, navigating that zone, scout-wise with the coaching staff and then us on the court.
Mm-hmm. Haley, you talked about that injury, going back, you know, that hamstring injury, and you coming back over the last 5 games, how much, including 18 against Pacific this past weekend, how much has you really started to adjust and get back into basketball play now going into the tournament?
Yeah, just trying to enjoy my last few games, honestly. My coaching staff, my teammates have a lot of confidence in me, and, you know, just trying to have fun, and it's been working out, so.
Mm-hmm. Kylie, you know, Kylie, this fourth quarter, you know, it feels like entering fourth quarter has always been tight. You know, there's a number of times where you guys are up 1, you're down 1. How much of that experience has helped you guys throughout the year going into today's fourth quarter?
Yeah, we've had a lot of close games, especially in the fourth quarters, just not closing them out. And I think that's helped us today, just all the experience we've gained from those, and then finally pulled through on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, for either of the players, can you talk about the challenge tomorrow facing San Francisco? I think they beat you by 4 points each time. What do you have to do just a little bit better tomorrow?
Yes, this is a redemption game for us. I think it's really, really hard to beat. Everyone always says it's really, really hard to beat a team 3 times, and I think that we've been improving every game we play, and we're peaking in March, which is where you want to peak. So I think, you know, we just have to continue to fight hard, put 4 quarters together, which is what we did today. I think that helped us get the win today. Put 4 quarters together and just fight till the end tomorrow.
Any other questions for the players? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll have questions for the coach. Brevin again. If you have any questions, raise your hand on Zoom, and we can go ahead and start with Jeff.
Blanche, there was a big play, 25 seconds to go, where Latu for them takes a shot that could have, I think, tied it or put them ahead. And Lily Amor blocks it. I think that was her 5th block shot of the season is all. You just talk about what you saw in that play and how big that was for you guys.
Yeah, you know, Lily for us, you know, is not somebody who's always gonna just pack the stat sheet, right? But she takes on our defensive assignments, and we trust her, and she understands what she needs to do. So she played a 40-minute game today. She played 40. I think she led us in minutes the other day versus Pacific as well. And you know, so she does all the things. She's willing to do things that a lot of people aren't willing to do. So she gets to guard everybody's best player and lock in on the defensive end. So for her to have that moment, I think today is really kind of full circle for her.
And can you just talk about, for yourself, in your first season, you guys had hit a little bit of a rough patch recently, but to get your a winner in your first game in the conference tournament, what's that like for you and your team?
Absolutely. You know, I mean, I think anytime you come into a conference tournament and you're able to win your first game, I think it's important. And I think the experience that we've gained, and Kylie alluded to it too, is we've played in so many close games that have not just gone our way, right? And I think we've had 10-plus games in conference play that have been single digits. So for us, we're fighting or competing constantly. And so for us, we're really young. You know, Haley and Jaden Rhodes are our 2 seniors, but really we're a young team that doesn't have a lot of experience. And so for us, every day has been about growth. So we talked about coming into this tournament, showing how much we've grown, and really trying to put that all out there, play with a lot of freedom, but show the areas we've really made improvements. And so I think that more than anything is where I'm proud of our team. Because when I first got this job, everybody asked, you know, what is going to be success for you? And I think we can truly look back and say how much we've grown this season and how much the team has bought into that growth process.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win. like I mentioned earlier, game of momentum shifts. You're up in the first quarter big, then they come back. What does it say about this team that they were when the game was close in the fourth quarter, especially after that shot, you guys were able to stay even keeled, stay calm, no matter what was happening, and in order to get the job done?
Yeah, I think that we've had a lot of experience in close games, and I think that's been really helpful. I'm happy that we were on the other side of that this time, where we had the lead and had to try to maintain it. It's usually the other way for us. And so for us to be able to do that, withstand a run, be able to come back and just play with a lot of poise, I thought we had to manage our fouls down the stretch and do some things like that. But I'm really just proud of how they maintained their composure. And every single timeout they were locked in, talking about we're not losing, we're winning, we're good, we're fine the entire time. And usually that's been our coaching staff, but today it was our players. And so really proud of them taking control of their own team, right, and having that moment, which is why we came out with a win today.
Did you have that same like we're fine attitude when
Absolutely.
when you were up? So
Absolutely.
big? Okay.
Because we were getting stops too. We weren't always getting the rebound. So we knew if we can just do that, right, that we're going to be okay, and then allow us to come down and score in the offensive end.
Brevin, you can go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
All right. Blanche, you mentioned Haley, when you talk about a lot of underclassmen on your team. What's it like for, whether it's Haley or it's Jaden included, what's it like for them to provide that leadership for a team that doesn't have a lot of upperclassmen?
Yeah, when I first got here, Haley and Jaden were both just awesome leaders in terms of keeping our team kind of together. And it's a lot. They transferred here, and they had a few coaches in the time period that they've been playing in college. So for them to be so locked in and bought into what we're trying to accomplish here and help set the culture and the foundation of what we want to do, I think they can leave San Diego with a legacy of they helped establish what we want to be. And so really, really proud of them. Even down to the last huddle, we're about to break, and Jaden comes in and pulls us together. And I think that just kind of really empowers her too, where Haley, Jaden doesn't always get out there and get the minutes, but Haley, typically gets that, but Jaden's just still as important part as Haley is.
Mm-hmm. We saw Haley put up 18 against Pacific on Saturday. It was like to see her continue to put that scoring machine going with 22 points in addition to her 9 rebounds.
Yeah, Haley, talked about the injuries, coming back, and that was one of the things that that hurt her, truly, I think more mentally than anything else, to miss a few games in your end of your senior season. And so she's been trying to get her legs back underneath her for the last couple games, and so Pacific, it clicked a little bit, right? And so I'm really just proud of how she's fighting to get back how she was playing before she got hurt, because before she got hurt, she was playing just like this. So it's good to see her back with that kind of confidence coming into the tournament. So just really proud of how she's continued to fight through that.
For Kylie, 19 points, 10 rebounds, another double-double for her. What's it like her continuing to show that her lead in this offense really is a true point guard?
Yeah, Kylie has a really unique ability to score the basketball, and I thought one of the things today that she did extremely well is she really defended well. And so she became a complete player today, and she rebounded, she defended, she scored, she led us, she was leading every huddle, she was competitive the entire time, and she's really shown so much growth throughout this year of how she's just led us, because it hasn't always been easy. When you kind of feel like the weight's on you a little bit, to be able to continue to play through that all year long. I'll give her a lot of credit for how she's continued just to maintain her poise and composure, because the team rallies around her too. And I think we've done an outstanding job as a group, and they've done an outstanding job as players, really coming together and playing as a team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It was a low-scoring couple of middle quarters, the second and the third, but how much did that half-court shot by Kylie really for you guys for the rest of the game?
I think they all came over and said, we're not losing this game. And that really gave us, I think, the spark that we needed to come out and win the fourth quarter. And the second half wasn't always pretty. It was almost a chess match of sorts. Being able to go back and forth, the changing of the defense as we started to change ours a little bit. Right. So I'm proud of how they responded and just competed throughout the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. A lot through, as well during this game, was the foul trouble. How much were you guys able to overcome that foul trouble and utilize your bench a lot during this game?
Yeah, I think one thing with when you have foul trouble like we had, we had multiple players with 3 fouls in the first half. That's a little unique. It doesn't really happen very often. So you have people playing out of position, people coming in, doing different things. So we had to try to protect us a little bit in the third quarter, which is why I think it got a little bit out of sync a little bit for us. But it did help us protect our team and our fouls, which I thought was helpful to be headed into the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. As well as that first half, especially that first quarter, what was it like for a team that doesn't make a lot of threes, you guys were able to hit 5 threes and jump out to that early lead after the first 10 minutes.
I think that we the first time we played St. Mary's, we knew we were going to get the 3 look. I think we did a great job of moving the ball and getting a better look constantly, right? One more pass, going inside out. So I thought we got really good looks at the basket, and sometimes you just need the first couple to fall to feel some confidence.
You talked about Lily earlier and her defense. She hadn't made a free throw all season and missed it, was 0 for 2 earlier in the year. What was it like to see her be able to make those 2 free throws late inside the final minute?
Huge free throws by Lily. Again, I think just kind of the end of this game was such full circle for her to get that moment of having a big stop and then getting to the free throw line and knocking those down. I think that I hope she sees that pay off for her, because I thought that was really a really big, cool moment for her as well.
Yeah. One more question I got.
Okay.
For St. Mary's, what was that challenge like taking on Clark and Latu, especially as we got towards the second half?
I think for us, I thought we've done a good job defensively this year. I mean, they exposed some things for us, absolutely. It did get us in some foul trouble. Their size is definitely an advantage of theirs, and I'm really proud of how we battled and competed through that and kind of withstood that a little bit. And, I think not letting some of their other leading scorers go off, I think helped us in that regard. But I really am proud of our team and how we competed the whole time.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Good to see you. Thank you so much.
40 minutes for Lily, too.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, St. Mary's up next. You guys can.
Thanks.
Oh, over here, sorry. All right, welcome to Team 2 of Game 2 of the West Coast Conference Credit Union 1 Women's Basketball Championship. We have Coach Kamen, and then student athletes Edie Clark and Malia Latu. We'll start with a opening statement from the coach.
Yeah, tough. Obviously, wanted a different result, but always proud of our young ladies' effort, and they've played hard all year and poured a lot into this program and to one another. So proud of them. Fortunately, it didn't go our way. Kind of the theme of the year, a lot of close games, and ball didn't bounce our way. So we got a lot of work to do. I don't want these end of the year speeches too many more times. So looking forward to getting to work and getting back here and making sure that we're prepared to have a different result next year.
All right, we'll take questions for the student athletes.
Yeah, Jeff Ferrado with the West Coast Conference. Malia, you guys, outplayed them significantly in the third quarter, rallied and got back right in the game. And then she hits that half-court shot at the buzzer. Did that alter momentum? Did you feel things shifting at that point? Or what impact did that have on the game?
I don't think it played that big of a role, momentum-wise. I feel like we got stops until halftime, so I feel like we had the momentum. If that were the shots they had to take to beat us, we were going to take that. So, yeah.
And Edie, it felt like it had shifted to you guys there in the third. What was that fourth quarter like, going back and forth like that? And did you guys remain confident you were going to win the game?
Yeah, I feel like we had to carry that confidence with us just so we can, keep playing our style of basketball and not give in to what they want us to do. So I feel like we had to make sure that we had that confidence going into the fourth quarter despite what was happening with the scoreboard.
Any other questions for the players? All right, you guys are free to go. Questions for the coach?
Yeah, Jeff, can you just talk about the way your team came back and then a fourth quarter was just back and forth and back and forth?
Yeah, we've showed fight all year. If you watched us, we have a resilient group. I thought we came into a year with some inexperience, but and then Emily Foy goes down with ACL, and huge, leader for us, and obviously her production offensively. But, we've always been resilient, just disappointed, we didn't defend the way we've been defended all year. It's kind of been carrying us. But, it's just part of it, man. I've been doing this a long time. It doesn't get any easier, to go through these moments. But, when you're building a program, this is part of it. And, I'm proud of we're resilient. We've been doing it all year. Just haven't been able to finish games, or the ball. You saw at the end, Rhodes, a couple of her balls just trickled the back of the rim and fall in. We get that over the back call at the end of the game. It just seems like sometimes this year this didn't go our way. Sometimes you need the basketball gods to work in your favor. Not taking anything from San Diego. They play really well. They're tough. They came ready to play. I thought in the first quarter we just dug ourselves a hole, and I thought that was probably a big part of the game, is working so hard to try to get back in the game, and we just weren't prepared coming out. So
your players didn't seem to think that half-court shot altered any momentum, but it looked like it got San Diego pretty fired up. What do you recall about that moment?
Yeah, I definitely. It's the game of inches, right? And yes, it definitely was a momentum. We pretty much stifled them. I think at that point they only scored 8 points in the quarter, and they hit that and get some life, and so they come out in that third quarter, and I thought it kind of rejuvenated them, and they did a good job. They isoed Rhodes at the high post in our zones and our man, and it put some pressure on us, and they hit some shots earlier, so we were a little concerned with going to double and get it out of her hands. She had some tough shots, but yeah, it's definitely a momentum. There was some momentum that third quarter, and I thought in that second half there were some momentum plays that, and it's like I said, a game of inches. You know, one or two plays there could be the difference. And you know, in a game like this, where there's no team is head and shoulders above the other, you know, those plays matter.
Any other questions for the coach? All right, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you, guys. Always good to see you. Appreciate you. You guys take care.